Welcome back to another episode of Careful Boys. Get into your sci-fi brains, everybody. And tell me, if you had to do the holy reset, which basically means you go back to the whatever spiritual ethereal zone and reset life, you get to be born again in the same year that you were born before, but you have to pick a different Asian ethnicity. Which one are you going with?
Asian ethnicity?
Yep. You're born, you get reborn,
same year, same everything.
Same city, different ethnicity.
Same year, same.
I think Filipino 100%.
Wait, why?
Filipinos have fun.
Okay.
And they're talented. And everyone loves them.
And very low chance of Buddhism.
So he gets reincarnated and now he has talent?
No, now he gets his talent, what's it called? Put to the test daily.
Yeah. He's a showman.
Yeah, that is true. If you came back as Bart Lopez, Bart Garcia, yeah, you probably have a nice. You definitely have a fun life. How do you think you would turn out differently though? I don't think you'd be as successful.
Why?
As you are now. I think the chances that the discipline you ended up with as Bart Kwan would be similar in strength. I just don't see it happening.
He'd just be a warm community guy that's really good at dancing and like nursing.
I might just have but I feel like I'd be able to maybe, if I kept my same personality traits, I think I would have been able to nurture and double down on those. Maybe. And maybe I won't be as disciplined or more as structured. That's true. But I don't even know if those were ever my strengths. Those could have just been forced on to me.
You would have been a stand-up comedian that also likes to dance.
Yeah, maybe.
Wouldn't have ended up in the Marines. You would have been in the Navy.
I don't even think I would have had a need to join the military because I had such a good upbringing. I'm like, oh, my parents let me do drama in high school, and then I play like drums. I probably went to
drums.
Like Berkeley School of Music to do more music. My parents just supported me the whole time. I don't even think I would have gone the military route.
I wonder if at the time though your parents would have been able to support Berkeley as a freaking school. That's expensive. Maybe you would have gone to UC Riverside.
Good school, dude.
I might have gone Korean.
I think those two are the safe choices, I think.
But like you're talking about like same era, born in the same city type shit. So that means I still end up going to Sunny Hills High School. It would have been convenient as fuck to be Korean there. I still would have went to UCI. All my best friends that came out of the last like 20 years were all still Korean anyway. So like
instead of
because that's a Korean club.
But Kinjas would mean Korean ninjas now.
It would just make sense.
It'd be Anthony Kim and Mike Song.
Korean it could ninjas. Still just be Anthony Lee and I'd still be
Anthony Lee and Mike Song. That's true.
Do people assume
the same and easier?
Do people assume that you're Korean?
Yeah, for sure.
I thought he was Korean.
I legitimately thought Kinjas meant Korean ninjas.
Korean people are always like, "Oh, you're Korean, right?" I'm like, "Oh no, I'm Chinese," and they're like, "Oh, but your last name's Lee," and I'm like,
they want them to be Korean so bad.
I understand.
You should say, "Oops, you're right, I'm Korean."
I totally understand that you think LE is Korean, but like, just remember. All Lees, you were probably Chinese at one point in your life, but that's never gonna work. That's never gonna work.
Probably millions of more Lees that are Chinese than are Korean.
All y'all came from China, but it's all good.
You're right. Korean, okay. What else do you think would be like? You think it'd be more fun though?
I think a lot of things would have been.
You'd probably be a good fighter.
I feel like I would have been more a part of things than more a participant of things. Oh, what do you mean? Because I feel like I was around so many like Korean culture stuff. You know, like in high school it might have been like there's witnessing homies in Korean gang culture to also witnessing homies in Korean Christian club. There's in college, there's like literal Korean cultural clubs and like, you know, the different groups that get together. And they're always super open and inclusive to have the random Chinese Vietnamese guy hang out. But like, so I was always participating, but I was never really a part of. So I'm like, I would probably live a very, very similar life to like what I already experienced, but I just might be a part of.
I see.
Dude, if you started off Korean, you could probably just be in BTS. You would probably just you would just be one of the guys.
Exactly. That's why I love this question so much, because I realize how successful I would have been if I was just Korean. It's so easy.
Just be Korean, dude.
The reputation of, or the power of kinjas if like both guys were Korean.
And then everybody's like, why are you guys choosing a Japanese cultural thing and calling it Korean?
Because it was originally from Korea.
Koreans don't have ninjas.
Which are originally all Chinese.
Do Koreans have ninjas?
They're called ninjas.
Korean race had ninjas, dude.
Not like that though. Not like
Mossad got ninjas.
Mossad got ninjas.
different though. They're different.
You talking about people that wear masks and murder people in the night?
Yeah, like what's the Korean version of that?
It's just a spy.
Yeah, what's a Korean?
I think it's just an assassin.
Yeah.
Korean assassin?
You know why they call them? You know why they call them assassins?
Why?
Because they would hide in the porta potty bottom and then stab them in the ass. Is that really? So it's assassins.
Is that really?
Not head assassins, assassins.
Assassins.
Oh shit!
I just want to imagine Neil deGrasse Tyson telling me that
They used to speak English back then, just for this bit.
about space. Listen to this. What do you want to do? Change your race, change your ethnicity. You're still Joe. You still live in Gardena, by the way.
In Gardena, there's nothing but Japanese people. There's no other Asians really. There's some. There are Filipinos and Koreans.
Isn't this the opportunity for you to be like Hmong?
Honestly, I think you would thrive as a Vietnamese.
Me too. I think you would be like, yeah,
Personality wise, right?
fit you pretty good, man.
I probably feel more Chinese and Vietnamese than I do any other.
But you might have never stopped the gang life,
You would have lived the exact.
right? I know, right? I think you wouldn't have got out.
friends were Vietnamese and Chinese.
You might
so-
not have bought a gun. You might have bought a gold chain though.
I know. And I feel like Korean culture is way too similar to Japanese culture. It almost feels like they're just our loud, angry cousins.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's too familiar. If I was gonna do it again, I want to be so foreign and different, like Cambodian or something, where it's like new, and I'm like, this is some new shit.
Damn, you'd have been a gangster for sure then.
I would have been in a donut shop every single day of my life. Like we would have had this conversation. I'm like, man, I was born and raised in a donut shop. That's all
Donuts
I
for
know.
gangsters.
All you know?
All I know is donuts.
You want to know an honest, like, woe is me, nobody gives a shit version of this? I would have loved to grow up either 100% Vietnamese or 100% Chinese.
Oh, that's really?
Why is that? What was me? What do you mean? Like,
No, because at that time,
You felt like you don't fit in?
my biggest woe, so to speak, was never, again, just like the Korean thing, never fully being a part of anything. If I was with like the Vietnamese Boy Scouts, they would give me shit because I wasn't fully Vietnamese. If I was with my Chinese homies or Chinese cousins,
Isn't the language that much more important?
yeah, but kids are just so black and white with everything, right? It's like, oh, you're not fully this, so it's never quite.
You're never enough.
Yeah, they find something. It's like your one standout feature is the thing that gets magnified no matter what, right? And it could be objective. It could be like, this one's the tall guy, or this. It's like, oh, that guy's the Chinese one. But then in Chinese, like around my Chinese friends, it's like I'm not Chinese enough because I didn't speak Chinese. So, oh, that's the Vietnamese guy. But I'm like, wait a minute.
Hold on.
I always felt like it was a speaking. So like I grew up in
Oh.
hella Korean friends. I played drums in a Korean praise band. So like him, like I felt like I participated a lot. But then Korean is also one of those languages they like to speak Konglish a lot, right? So if they're all talking whatever and just out of nowhere, oh, go to the yeah, and they're like, we'll go to the other, and it's like, so I'm like in the conversation, all of a sudden I'm like, what are they saying? I don't even know. I'll never be a part of these guys for reals. You know what I mean? It's like as soon as, because if there's like 5 Korean guys talking, as soon as they speak the other Korean, I'm out.
They love speaking.
And I want to be back in, but I don't really know. And then I'm just the cute Chinese guy that does know the cultural customs. So when I see like my homies' parents, oh, 안녕하세요, whatever, you know, and they're like, okay, cool. And the minute they go, oh, so I can never really,
Let me go to your culture and let me go to your country.
yeah, I can never fully participate.
Imagine if you were Filipino then.
But if I feel like if I spoke Korean 100%, you could probably get absorbed into it, no?
I also feel like Koreans.
Sure, that'd be a novelty.
I also feel like Korean Americans will come here and be proud to be Korean. I feel like Filipino Americans would be here and be proud to like be American.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That's lucky, yeah, man.
yeah, because when I was growing up, I feel like out of the cool factor, Filipinos had the best cool factor. Like
They were really cool.
yeah, like they were always up to the trends. They were able to like dress however they wanted. They had the coolest cars or whatever.
There was crumping.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about
Parents
that.
were like, don't wear that. Yeah. They had cornrows and shit. They were rapping. And I feel like all the other Asian kids, their parents were like, why'd they have to dress like that?
They were just the most black. Filipinos are the most
Yeah.
black of the
They're the
Asians.
most black. I wish I was black.
That's the Asian I want.
Yeah.
Can I be Nigerian?
Nigerian,
Asian?
yeah. Come back as Nigerian.
Being Cambodian might be the closest thing.
That's why I chose Cambodia.
Yeah, that's true.
If I grew up, I grew up SGV and I grew up Gardena. If it was the SGV, I think like I grew up with hella Cantonese and Vietnamese, and I felt more comfortable with them than I did with Japanese people. Because I feel like Cantonese culture or like Vietnam, they're just warm. They're like more like, they're just more welcoming and there's no like hierarchy and like fucking, their parties are always like chill. But then like,
That's that chuchao right here, baby.
yeah.
Ciao, ciao.
But like I feel like East Asians are just more strict and bullying, and there's a lot hierarchy, and then like
It's more rigid, yeah.
hella rigid. Yeah,
You want to be a jungle Asian.
I love jungle Asians like hardcore. When I feel more comfortable in Southeast Asia than I do in East Asia.
What would you want to be?
You know what? It's funny. I actually legitimately will want to be Singaporean.
Really?
Oh, so you're just rich?
You just want to be Nick?
No, because like
Me,
But
I
you're
ain't
gonna
rich,
have
bro.
the same upbringing, going to the same school, Bellflower, Downey, all that.
like one of my best buds like since kindergarten, he was Singaporean. So I like found out what Singaporean was like my first consciousness appearing. And like his family, they were just like way more like I guess like assimilated or like American and just kind of
So you just want to be Uncle Roger and shit?
no, I just thought like I mean at that point I just thought it was like they were like cool Chinese people.
Oh, you thought they were cool lah.
Yeah. cannot.
Wait, so what was the? I don't know if I've actually met a Singaporean, but what's the thing like?
Well, I mean, at that point, the only thing as a kid was I just thought they were cool Chinese people, like not uptight. And then when I actually spent time in Singapore, I was like, for this to be your home country, god damn, the Wakanda of Asia. It's fucking unreal. And like, because that's out of all the Asian countries that I've done work in, I was the longest in Singapore. And I just couldn't believe it, dude. I couldn't, bro.
So he brings it
Yeah,
up.
so it's way chill.
Hey, I was still the lowest caste system when I was there.
Yeah.
Cool that if you grew up Singaporean, that means you get to visit every time. That's the country you get to go to.
Because I feel like culturally, their shit, they just have their shit locked down. It's just like, it's good. Don't fuck with it. It's just good. Like, whereas when you go to other Asian countries, you go, ah, that needs work. This could be better. That could be nicer. But Singapore, like, for the most part, like, they're fucking fine. Like, they're happy, right?
Perfection.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, like, obviously, internally, like, if you're Singaporean and in Singapore, you probably know what needs to be done. But, like,
We can't afford our cars.
yeah, that too. But then you don't need your cars out there, really. You only, like, cars are... Yeah. They have like their infrastructure doesn't require cars the way that California forces you to have them. It's like it's a totally different thing. Right. But I just think like I admired so much about like how enriched and how diverse it still is because you have like your Malay and Indian and Chinese influences all at one and they all have the same accent. Shit's kind of tight. That is tight. Yeah, they got their own music. They have their own media, movies, TV shows.
That's like their own pigeon, huh?
Yeah.
It's humid.
Yeah, it does get hot, but
You're Singaporean here.
air conditioned and everything's connected interior wise. Like, oh, I'm in this mall, but I want to go to that mall. I just have to go underground through a mall to get to that mall.
Everything's just so well designed. Everything's thought of ahead of time.
I just felt like, damn, like that's sick to think like, oh, you know, as a Singaporean, like like when I was there, I'm like, damn, I like this place so much that if I fit in fully, I could see myself like wanting to live here forever. Yeah, because it's just so dope.
Perfection.
100% of perfection.
Yeah, there's like master plan communities, and then this is like a master plan country.
There you go.
Pick one.
That's what happens when you have a benevolent dictator.
It's so yeah, benevolent dictatorship is always the best, right? But like, good luck. Yeah.
Like if it's too big, it'd be hard to control.
Oh, I'm sure it gets harder. You know.
It's also the fact that Singapore does a really good job with the arts. So like you have, America is just fuck all to if you want to be a dancer, you're on your own. But then in Singapore, there's tracks for things. Like if you want to, their b-boy scene is so fucking like flourished. Like they have so much community around it. Yeah, they're the ones that are responsible for throwing some of the best jams in China. Cause it's like they're so organized. They have their shit down, and their OGs are actually very intelligent, unlike some of America's OGs. It's just it's everything that like. Everything that I would want out of my home country kind of deal. Yeah, it's cool. What about you? You want to be fucking Dagestani?
Oh, dude, is that on the?
Oh no, Asian.
I'm gonna come back as from Kazakhstan, dude.
Kazakh?
Come back from Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
dude.
that's a good one.
No, that's too Arab. No, they're not Arab. Actually, I take that back.
That's Central Asia, right?
It's either that or Mongolian, dude. I get the pick.
Asia's Asia, baby.
Could you handle being that beautiful?
I'm gonna be a bad person, I think.
And having that good of wrestling.
If I was Kazakh hot, dude, I think I'd be a bad guy.
It's a different lifestyle, man.
I would take advantage of a lot of people like Anthony Lee, dude.
I don't take advantage of nobody.
I would trick you. I would get you so fucking good, dude. You don't even know.
You don't want to go like, let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. You look like the Hun.
Don't make a Hun face when he says that.
Yeah, don't do Hun face.
Right, dude? I don't look like a Mongolian. I don't have the blue birthmark on my butt. You know that?
You need that?
Yeah. Because isn't that the whole sign?
Yeah, but it goes away after like you're 2 years old.
Oh, you're talking about that one, the one that.
Because I've been checking, it's not there, dude.
Like the bruise looking thing.
Yeah. They call that like the Mongolian whatever. I
gotta call
born
out-
with it, and then it's gone after like when
It's 2 years.
or 1 or 2. I don't know.
My daughter's Mongolian.
Well, it's because every Asian kid has like Mongolian blood or whatever, and they call it the Mongolian mark.
I got some of that blood in me, dude, for sure.
That's all I gotta say.
Is Samoan? Can I come back as Samoan? Does that count?
First of all, you gotta say Samoan.
Samoan.
Pacific Islanders, not Asian.
Closer than Samoan.
Yeah, probably, huh?
Cook Island guy.
Ah. Yeah, I think I come back as a Mongolian, dude.
Dude, Mongolian does fit you very well.
Village stuff.
Yeah.
Ride horses.
Yeah.
No, but I was thinking about it like in the context of my life and how I grew up. If I was any other Asian, I don't think a lot would have changed much as far as like my track, because I felt like there was no like in group of Asians with the kids I grew up with. Like there wasn't like a big group of Korean kids. You know, like if I was Korean, I don't think I would have like. I don't know. There just wasn't that many Asian kids around me. I think I'd always be like the solo Asian kid.
That'd be funny if he came back a different Asian ethnicity and his life's exactly the same.
In my head, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I think it would be exactly the same. Yeah.
Every life event.
What if you're
Like
what
not much would change. I
What
think.
if you're from fucking Bangladesh?
And I had my same life, the same life track that I lived. Yeah. Bangladesh would be different.
I can't do hard mode.
But you could be a Bengal tiger.
Coming back Indian, I would consider that hard mode. That's tough.
Hot ass Indian chick though.
Hot ass Indian chick. Do you know any?
He knows all of them.
He put it back to you,
I
pal.
think there's one called Patan.
Don't put your mic down.
Dude, I'm down, dude.